season produced a guest and
Is this being on? Yo, we're going to 0. Whoa, fuck, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. We're back here with the Ronin Radio. Let me turn this music down real quick. We're about to get into this week's first show of the week. Of course, as you know, every single week we'll keep you updated on the Ronin ecosystem and much more. I got my whole squad with me today, so I'm excited. We've also got maybe 1 or 2 surprises later on in the episode, which we won't reveal just now, maybe in a little bit. But yeah, man, we got lots to talk about. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, why your bag is going to 0 today. And with me is none other than the squad. It's just me. You're right. How you doing, mate? No, I'm fucking joking, bro. Look, the boys are in the building. Bring them in. The boys are here. We haven't died yet. We're still going. But yeah, welcome to the Ronin Radio. If it's your first time tuning in, we are the link to the Ronin ecosystem, let you know the news that goes on week in, week out here on the world's biggest gaming blockchain. Before we get started though, big shout out to the sponsors and those who are supporting the Ronin Radio as of right now. We're keeping it moving because I don't think we're actually going to 0. And that's the conversation we're going to have today. I know you're scared. I know you're feeling it right now. But shout out to everyone in the chat, bro. Shout out to Ghosty. If we go ahead and slap 200 on the stream today, I'll be happy. You know, I think that's an undersell. But you guys can get there. Go ahead and share the post right now. Share the X stream. We're actually live on Abstract as we speak, which ties into the surprise today, which we'll let you know in a bit. And of course, we're live on YouTube. So if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the Ronin Radio YouTube channel, where we'll be producing some videos throughout the rest of this year. And we'll be turning to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Ronin Galaxy. I don't know, maybe we will. But other than that, I'm going to shut the fuck up now and say hello to all of my good mates. We got Stark in the building, Logic's here, Beeman is in the building too. Stark just unmuted. I was about to tell you that he was muted, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my good sirs. How are we doing? Who's going to go first?
I'm good. I'm good. You just have to not look at your portfolio too much, and then just remember that. I don't know. I'm trying to reassure myself.
Yeah, you're trying to hang in there, bro.
Yeah, you just gotta stay alive. Don't do anything stupid with your money. Don't do anything rash. Just turtle it out.
I wonder if we're gonna address the elephant in the room, which was a post by our good friends at Ronki at some point in today's episode. Maybe we will. Peter, you're looking lively, my friend. What's going on?
I'm good, man. I mean, to be honest, this is one of my favorite topics as of late, right? I think the past couple of months, I've changed my trajectory a little bit in terms of what I'm trying to study, right? Just like how I study games, I started studying markets a little bit more and try to understand why things do what they do. None of the stuff that happens these days or with the markets is ever actually random. I would say, I think you can always make an educated guess as to what could happen. And that's kind of how a lot of people make careers out of trading, right? So yeah, just understanding it all from me, it's even though I'm new to it all, it's oh yeah, of course, that's how I feel, right? Of course that was gonna happen type scenarios. How did I not see that type scenario? If I think most people were definitely caught off guard. But that's also because they kind of just
100%.
Don't really look too much into it or understand why these kind of things tend to happen.
Yeah. I mean, the start of this year, bro, we were bull market 2025. Hey, I was gassed, Nah, I actually think we'll talk about it in today's show. But if you were to ask me January 1st, 2025, how this year was going to go, what we're experiencing right now, did not even come into the conversation, the thought process, anything. I was blindsided, by the reality of these events. But we'll get into that. Logic, good morning, my broski. What you saying? What you saying?
It was good. I'm good. I just got out the shower, so I feel like super fresh. I mean, for me personally, I haven't really looked at my shit, or I mean, I try not to look at my shit. I am liquidating some shit that I don't see myself enjoying, like just some shit. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, you guys have been helping me out on what's good, what's bad, what's not, what to fucking get rid of, and I'm pretty okay, right? Because I think for me, my mentality's always been like crypto's always been like in-game gold or in-game silver for me. Like it's kind of like, I mean, I got it from RMT.
You have a different reality, right? Like
yeah.
Like crypto doesn't actually affect your real world a lot. Like you don't pull the peas out, if you know what I mean. You don't like. Never. I'm an idiot, right? I'm at the bar Sunday with my family. Right, my sister came from out of town. We were at a bar, and I start to see the tab, and I'm like, "Oh, this tab's looking a bit dangerous today, lads." So I literally have to fucking off ramp P2P Binance to cover a tab. So like that's how relative crypto to real life is to me, and like yourself, it's very different. So there's also that perspective that comes into it. How do you treat crypto? Do you spend your crypto in your regular day-to-day life? Do you pull out every single week, every other day? Like how do you let us know in the chats? And I want to say this, shout out to Blue Perp over there on YouTube. I think that might be our first YouTube chat of this new style format that we've been going for. So shout out to you, Blue Perp, and welcome to the show, my friend. But yeah, other than that, you've been playing games, right? You've been playing games. There's a game that you're looking at. I think we can drop the little surprise there. I don't actually know this. Here, we're having an online, live, in front of the audience conference. Logic, is the surprise happening today?
Yeah, they are. They're actually watching right now.
Okay,
I told them they were coming in on the second segment of the show, which was like 9:30-ish, right? So like 18 minutes. But
okay, so we got it. We can leave it. We can leave it there. It's there. It's on deck. All right, you're ready. You don't even know what you're ready for. But you've been playing a lot of games. The game that you have been playing recently is Forgotten Runeverse. How is things going over there? Have you 100%ed it yet? And now we're at the point where I'm like, well, I'm just grinding for items now.
Yeah, I'm done with the game, and the grind is there,
Oh, you know what, we are gonna be so fucking
wait, what do you mean you're done with the game? The game came out last week.
You just started, bro.
Yeah, I mean, all right, look, like I'm done with the main storyline. I did all the quests. I got all my items. I got all the spells I need. And the grind at the end of the day is just like grinding for mana. And I don't think it's for me right now. Let's just being real. It's not for me right now. Actually was just like thinking about it, and I talked to some people who are also playing. Some people do enjoy it, right? They want to kind of just like chill, listen to music and grind dungeons and get gear and get mana. But I think right now, like I'm in a very active gamer mentality. Like I've been playing League recently. So like MOBA like shit, and I need to I need the action right now. I don't know what it is, but I need some sort of action. I need some sort of like PvP right now. That doesn't just involve me.
You need something to help you sit on your hands so you don't go and sell everything.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's true. PvP though, we need some to spice it up. Like, you know what? We have to be grateful for the position that we are in, though, because if you think about it, if you rewind a year ago, there wasn't a lot of experiences. Although, yes, the experience might not have the level of depth that players might be looking for right now, and that actually, substantiates to a long period of time invested heavily here, like mind share into these games. But before, we actually just didn't have any of those experiences to go. At least now we're in a pool where you can actually go and experiment and test some things out. Like for me, I've got the Wonder Wars bug. Like I don't know what it is about that game, bro, but I'm finding myself go back and play that game on a day-to-day basis. And now that I understand, what I'm actually grinding for material-wise and resource-wise and what that is leading towards, like I'm locked in there, bro. I'm trying to become #1 in the region of Wonder Wars, bro. So I've got like my own little task that allows me to sit on my hands for sure. I'm sorry, I've got to bring this one up. This is my favorite comment of the show today. Absolutely incredible. I know you know what it's gonna be. Shout out to Sushi. Shout out to Sushi.
For context, this is a private joke with my stream viewers. It's because here it's blurred, but there's the washing machine pipes, and it looks like I'm sitting on the toilet while I'm streaming. even through the blur, he can see it.
Absolutely.
That's my
Bro,
office. Yeah.
I mean, let's go around the room. Let's talk about that. For me, right now, my guilty pleasure is Wonder Wars. It's a Ronin mobile game. We played it on Saturday on stream. So if you want to check that back, you can go to the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Ooh, look at me, influencer. But we played it on Saturday. It was fun. Let's go around the room. What are your guilty pleasures? What are you actually doing with your time? How are your hands being sat on?
I took a bit of a break from Origins, just like a week, and then just to not get sick of it before the final push. And I've been playing
There's 6 days left.
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe starting tomorrow, I'm like rank 100 or something, start pushing back up and try my luck another time, because it'll probably be the last time in a long time that Jinx is relevant in the final era. So it's do or die.
I don't think Jax is going to do like that, bro. Jinx will still be around.
The thing is, it's not even necessarily Jinx. It's that bug rune. It's just stupidly broken. But yeah, I probably shouldn't be saying that if I'm hoping for it not to get nerfed, but they probably know. There's a hope though if they just look at the sturdy stuff, but we'll see. And yeah, mostly just chilled for a few days and then going back to my 200 games of Axia day after this.
Yeah. Steven, what is you doing? Is it in a game or I know that Steven right now is on his like inhale, right? His inhaling, it's a long, deep inhale of knowledge, perspective, more information. So I don't think you're playing games right now, right? What is your hand sitting activity?
Well, I work with other games and studios and like try to understand like how I can help them best, right? And I've been doing that over the past couple of years, especially in Web3 games now. And I think one of the things that I knew I was lacking was not knew I was lacking, but I didn't put enough emphasis into was like price action, right? Of like tokens and stuff, because all these games want to do tokens, and then they also usually get advice from like certain chains and things like that about timing, right? Like when is the right time to launch a token and all these things. And then before I used to just kind of be like, oh, whatever, just launch whenever. But now I kind of understand what they were talking about, right? So because I feel like that was something I was lacking, is part of the reason why I want to take on like understanding markets and price action and so on. So yeah, I just been like kind of studying like markets. I feel like I can just do a better job at advising some of these teams. I think recently one of the teams I was talking to didn't believe me when I was telling them that like the prices we saw just a day ago was gonna happen, like or is extremely likely to happen, right? And this was like about a month ago when I let them know, and like I there's a very good chance they saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, like because they were
advising, you should put into your clause, right? I don't know if this is a real thing, right? But you work in sales or whatever. You sell a house, yeah, and you're a real estate agent. You have a commission base. You're nice, so you're selling them houses. But is there a commission on the save side? You know what I mean? Like, could you say, yo, I just saved you X amount, and your dumbass would have not had that, right? Can you give me a percentage of that, please, sir? Thank you very much.
It might entail some responsibility, though. I think there's also since you don't.
It's a two-way.
Well, your advice has more weight if you don't have a commission based off it, right? So if you say it, and that way also if they fuck up, it's not on you either. So you can just say this is most likely to happen.
It's more so about like providing the information to allow something to happen. So if you're like a professional like sports player or like and like an athlete or like a gamer like Dota, League, whatever, you know that when you compete, like there's constant information being delivered from player to players, and then that player who's receiving the information, is up to them to decide how they're going to engage the situation with the new information that they have, right? So if you're a basketball player and you're like defending someone, someone's telling you when the other guy is coming from the other side, when the screen's coming or whatever, and then you have to like gauge and go off of that. So it's kind of like that, right? Like we provide the information, but it doesn't mean you have to use it. But it's like there for you so that you can like calculate everything and go for it. Sometimes, ego, for example, gets in the way, and like you don't want to listen to it because you just think that, oh, this is gonna work no matter what, right? And things can mess up. But yeah, like I think it's always been one of my strengths is trying to help some of these people / teams like avoid drastic mistakes, or like avoid some of these problems that can arise due to like lack of experience, for example.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting time. I mean, it's advice that's needed. It's interesting because it ties into, we were talking about this before the show, and I thought it was good to bring this conversation to the service, and how there is kind of like, so I've been studying some economics, so aside of Wonder Wars, because it's not a 24-hour type of game, right?
Yeah.
I've actually been doing some studying into economics, and there's a lot of information out there that you can go through. And there were certain economic models, right? And I was going through them chronologically, and then the time in which they were developed or devised. And there was from classical economics, there was an understanding of how things get to the situation like we're in right now. And yes, we're in the crypto industry, and the crypto industry is a tail end effect of normal industry, or macro industries, as people will talk and call them. But there is almost like a downward spiral pattern of this situation. Like when X happens, X being prices going down, like the outcomes then produce a further spiral. And what I'm saying by that is that when things become more expensive, people tightly hold on to their liquidity. They're less inclined to spend that liquidity, so they save more. And when you save more, there's actually less stimulants in the economy because liquidity isn't being moved around. You're not buying said projects NFT. You're not minting out this project. The narratives become a little less bullish. People then don't want to expose themselves if they haven't yet. And even people that are saving, they're probably not putting their USDC or converting fiat into crypto because they don't know if it's a safe time to do so. So you get like this constant downward spiral, because the more people that do that, the more, down the food chain of things, the same decisions start to get made. So we are at like a point where we're seeing that is definitely happening. I'm noticing those patterns in myself where I'm saving more. I'm trying not to spend as much, Ron, because I'm very frugal, I just like to, you know what? I see a cool PFP, I'll buy it for 250 Ron, and then I'll go and check OpenSea and find out that it was $100 cheaper. Those things do happen quite commonly.
Yeah, or your friend Stark could tell you before you got a chance to check because you didn't click to check.
Yeah. So, but like, and when these things start to happen, and there is like a domino effect, and it happens more and more, there needs to be a point of like an inflex point where pivots can happen. Are we at the mercy of the macro for that as well? Or are, as an economy, because essentially we're existing within separate economies. Yes, there's macroeconomics on everything that's going on, but we're an economy within that scale. Are we actually capable of divergence? Steven takes a sip at this point, and I know sometimes his eyes, right? This type of conversation that goes on. Are we capable of divergence, or do you guys think that we're literally gonna sit this out until something on the macro turns the fuck around?
Go ahead, Steven.
No, you guys go. Go ahead. You guys go first. It's fine.
No,
let it all out.
Let it out, bro.
Let it out. No,
Ronin should impose 100% tariffs on Solana. The chat. We can count on the chat to give us sort of suggestions. Yeah, but no, what I mean by that is like,
the decoupling.
Is there power?
It was about the decoupling, or like about crypto and traditional markets and crypto and macro?
I'm just saying the ecosystem of Ronin, right? So like sentiment is down, crypto is going down, macros are going down, everything's going to fucking zero, right? But do we have scenarios, situations, or participants, right, that are capable of influencing some kind of divergence? Because if you look at Ron right now, I'm about to round trip, brothers and sisters. Holy shit. I'm about to full on round trip. Like 40. If we go below 50 cents, ladies and gentlemen, I'll post a photo holding up like a fucking banner. That's just a green banner, so I can green screen it or whatever. That will say, congratulations, you round tripped yourself, because I went the whole circuit. But from inception, when we first had Ron at $4, whatever, when it entered the market, it got absolutely raped, to be fair, we're being honest. Then bear market actually happened. We were down at 19 cents. We went to 20s and 25 cents was where probably my biggest Ron purchase was, right? 25 cents. Then we started to tilt upwards. Then my second largest investment was at 45 cents. We are almost back there, right? So the round trip is really on right now. And I've said this for a while, that until Bitcoin goes down there and captures all that liquidity around 74K, which, you know, we've seen those prices come through over the last few days, right? Until then, shit ain't going up, bro. Shit ain't going up. Technically, we've reached that point now. So I wonder, from market analysis side, from you, Feeble, like, what do you think? Because even, you know, it's funny how meme coin, like the rest of the world, is becoming also. Like, it's like a shitty fucking meme of, we're going to pause the tariffs. Fucking causes degenerate behavior in traditional markets, the same way you see if like an influencer would have tweeted about a coin or something.
I mean, honestly, everything that's happening in the market, I feel like it's extremely healthy in terms of like where it was actually headed to, right? Many the price of the market just was going up like way too quickly, right? And I think the most important thing that we have to watch out for, or like anybody like needs to hear, is like, when are we transitioning from QT to QE? So QT is quantitative tightening, right? And that's when like the reserve is like pretty much selling into the market because like of what happened during COVID. They had to have QE, which is easing, and they had to like put out money so that people will spend. Interest rates were too low, so they needed more. They need to inject more money into to the markets. And then so if we actually do that, then I think that's when we're gonna see all this stuff turn around, and I think we're getting pretty close to that. For that, in order for that to happen, we need interest rates to get slashed here, and I think it's very likely that's gonna be happening like pretty soon with how it's going. But I feel like this kind of bounce that we see in the market at the moment, maybe it just goes up from here, right? But I think a lot of the people, what they're waiting for is to hear those exact words where we transition from or like the end of QT, essentially. So
here's some words from G-Host. I mean, go ahead, respond.
What I was just going to say, because all of like your initial question, Gila, before that was also like in the Ronin ecosystem specifically, if something can decouple, or I forgot the word you used, but it would be like
divergence from what we're seeing is just a downtrend.
A massive game can reverse trends on an ecosystem. Whether that happens, when it happens, at what scale it happens, it depends on the state of the game when it comes out. But there is a chance there. Like, for example, the Axie MMO, those are very big boots for it to fill, but it's one of the candidates of something that can just come along. And like Axie did the last time, like how people post all the time saying like that Axie kickstarted the last bull market. With I
think a playtest would do that though. I understand where you're coming from, but we're getting a playtest in the summer. Like the existence of that actual application is not this year. So like arguably the sentiment could be a lot better. when that
Fair
does come
enough.
out.
Then another game has to take the helm, I guess, if it's to happen this year. If that were to happen, because that was your question, if something could reverse the trend, if one singular thing can, in theory it can. It has to be something big. And usually when something like that does happen, it's unexpected by the masses. So hopefully it's not a game we haven't heard of, because otherwise we'll be left hanging. But who knows? Otherwise, as Stephen said, we're just at the mercy of the arm wrestle that's going on in the world, and when whoever wins, and then when they start easing off doing the QE. So
yeah. So I think this is important to look at, though. This is a post that came from Jihos over the weekend. It had me thinking about this. I was already kind of looking at it. I didn't correlate today as a crisis in similarity to COVID. Obviously they're very different, and he explains that in his post, but it's the causation, right? Like it's the causation of what's happening right now, and what it can influence essentially. But here's the take. Last bull cycle, the run was triggered by COVID. That was the price we paid, a global crisis severe enough to justify money printing on an epic scale. This time, the emerging crisis is trade-related, shut your mouth, specifically tariffs. Fucking tariffs, bro. They're tariffs, sorry. Anyway, if you're looking for an analogy to COVID in terms of palatability, tariffs might be the closest thing that we get. Of course, we don't want to have a repeat of COVID times, because there was a lot of devastation that happened within that, right? But to get monetary conditions loose again, we needed volatility. Trade policy is delivering that. I also believe the tax cuts coming later this year will shock people, just as tariffs have, both in both scale and boldness. If it were up to me, I would have done this in reverse. He spoke about how you will serve people with the sugar first and then the medicine. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Shout out to fucking Mary Poppins, even she knew this. But his concept was to zero taxes for everyone under making 200K. And zero taxes for energy, AI, and crypto companies. Of course, I would love that. Would you love that, Logic? You fucking love that. I know that for sure. And maybe that would have, maybe it would have a different effect. I don't know though, because arguably then you get like the pump, because everyone's like, oh yay, happy, amazing. I'm gonna make less than 200K and be cool, and I'm gonna make an AI company or a crypto company or whatever, and you'll probably see production go up. But then the tariffs would come in, and would that be calamitous at that point? So I don't know. I'd rather go from fuck me up, baby, to we got this, and to grow beyond that. And he also says this, the risk of timing here is if you start high, the economy might be cooling by midterms instead of heating up from a low base. So I do actually prefer the low base approach. And just when you look at markets over and over and over anyway, there is market structure, and that structure has to exist. If you take a look at the way that Bitcoin even appears to even an uneducated eye, you can see and you can notice that there is a market structure that's happening there. And to be honest, Bitcoin for me looks superb. And here come the fucking comments of, oh my god, Gilo, what the fuck is your chart? That looks disgusting. That's ugly. Shut your mouth and just look at it, okay? I don't need any of your bullshit. If you got a funny comment, I'll share it onto the space. But this is what we're looking at when we're talking about Bitcoin. For me, structurally, this is sound. This is sound for me. I have expected this got put in place over a month and a half ago. This long position, right? And until we went down, like I said, and scraped this liquidity up, that for me is solid structure. I am not panicking. I expected this pain. I got ready. I mentally psyched myself up. It's like we went in the dojo and I went like this, and I gave you my torso to get punched to oblivion, but I'm tensing my abs. Yeah, you lot are walking around with arms down your side, not even paying attention, and then getting boxed in the stomach, and you're winded as fuck. But you see me, I was ab tensing from a month and a half ago, so I kind of expected this pain. And if anything, I think it's justified. If there was more reason to go up here, it just would have been a lot more pain in the long run for me, from my perspective. And that's removing a lot of the intricacies of what's actually happening here. But I think that's a lot of people's struggles, is understanding the intricacies. But ultimately, I I don't think we're dead. I don't think we will go to zero. But right
Except
now,
Ronke.
it fucking feels like it.
Except Ronke. Ronke
Oh,
is dead.
yeah, but Ronke's whole mission, Ronke's mission in life is to go to zero, okay? And Stark, actually, let's go to that point now. Let's bring it to the light, all right? I'm going to go find the tweet, actually. Let's bring it to life, bro. Like, can you explain the events?
Wait. Before you do, I think we got a guest in here. So, I don't know. I know you.
Okay.
We can keep that for the end of the show.
Yeah, no, we got it. We just come over 30 minutes. We'll give you a second. I want to get to the bottom of this, right? I'm a detective.
Okay.
Right, but I need to understand some of these events that have been happening over the last few days. If you guys follow Ronke, the Ronin Monkey, right, you're doing well. You're doing great, right? It doesn't matter what the price is. If you're just following that account, you're doing better than most people already. So just know that you're okay for that one. But there was a post that did come out. And there was a certain somebody that featured in that post, and that somebody is Mr. Stark. I'm going to put it onto the stage.
Not wrong, you mean?
Shame upon the eye.
No, Shade.
Look at this.
I think Shade is the other guy below me.
Oh, Shade. Jeff Cam Shade.
Yes.
Yes, both of you can take it then. But this was the post. Look at it. Oh, yeah, you got to love the Ronke artwork. It's fantastic. But if you notice at the top left of your corner right here, this is what we're addressing. Ronke, back Ronke. You have any defense here? It's your turn to take.
Okay. These numbers are false. So
Yeah.
I was just like, Matt. I was like, at least if you're gonna put the right numbers, like.
They just took a random fucking screenshot.
Are you saying you made a lot more?
No comment. Not not a lot more, but not for. I didn't cheat for $1,400 profit.
Damn, bro, that's a lot of rice, though.
Mainly, I knew Ronke was at like 2.6, and I've held since before the PFP mint, not traded it basically. And here I was just like, Trump is about to fuck our shit up, and I had to be away for 4 days for the weekend, so I sold, and now I'm just gonna wait and buy back lower and buy more Ronke. So, but if that is shameful behavior, then I apologize, my fellow Ronkes. I promise after this I'll go back to religiously holding the bag to zero.
Facts. Yo, it's the culture. We got to do
It is the
it.
culture.
The thing is, though, I don't think anyone's pointed this out before, but I've always noticed it. Whoever makes these memes, like these photos, whoever does the cropping, they'd like do this horrible like shift stretching of the images all the time.
Wait, who
It's
is the
fucking
second guy
beautiful.
there?
Shade.
It's
Shade.
beautiful. We think it's Jeff Cam.
I made it 100%.
It's Jeff Cam.
100%.
There's no way that's Shade. He doesn't have a leafy like a mystic. He has a reptile.
Well, you don't know. I don't know.
I
Oh,
don't
you
think
know
so.
everyone's mystics like that. You're a mystic watcher. You've been watching everyone's mystics.
I mean, we know he
Look,
got one. I remember he got one during like the bull for like 20 something
Please.
ETH or something.
God, no. God.
I think you need to go to Jeffrey Cam's Twitter post, look at his profile pic, close the conversation, and move on to our guest. Literally, go to the profile pic. It's he has the gray beanie and he has a leafy mystic on his shoulder. So
Let's go. Let's see Shade.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, well that's not Shade. Jeff Cam. Yeah, well.
I mean,
That's wrong.
I don't really. I honestly, I didn't get it because, like, to be fair, at the end of the day, crypto is just an asset to be traded, right? Like, there's nothing more to it. Like, even Bitcoin is a fucking meme coin too. Like, it exists.
Bitcoin is the biggest crypto cult.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is literally the OG meme coin.
Yep.
You know, like that's all it actually is, right? At the end of the day, so like, it's all speculative. It's all for like trading. So if Stark says he sold it so he can buy back lower, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know,
We've banished him from the space for a second though, because this is the Ronin Radio also.
I think it was obviously just a joke, but I also know like Stark took offense to that because of like how he reacted to it.
Yeah, he definitely did, right? Yo, you picked that up? Because he put it in that chat and he was like, maybe I missed the joke on this one. He definitely found the typo. Hey, let's go. Yo, I'm all for it. I'm bullish on pulling and antagonizing Stark out of his composure. Come on, keep doing it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Stark. These guys will meme you, okay? Like you can even ask Rollo's experience, his first day in Ronki chat. This guy got fucking memed on. He was like, "Yo, this is this super serious idea," and we're just like, "We don't read, like, bro. This is not the place where you put serious ideas. This would be retarded as hell." So, yeah, Stark.
Well, I mean,
they're just having fun, bro. They're just having fun.
With real like Ronki logic, I honestly think Ronki's more valuable than Bitcoin. Honestly, like, yeah.
For
I think
us,
that's where we're at.
probably in the Ronin now.
I think that's where the market's at. It's like we're going through this phase right now where they're having this mass realization that this blue monkey is probably more valuable than the original Bitcoin. So, like, yeah, we're probably going to see the realization of that throughout the rest of this year. So that's total financial advice, and you should prepare accordingly. Either way, we are going to get into the next part of the show today. We do have a guest pulling up. We're trying to get her into the building. Her, yes, I said her. There are females in this world. You crazy. Some of you guys are weird round females. So like, I'm gonna need you like to compose yourselves here as well. You know what I mean? Like, don't lose it. But on the topic of Ronke flipping Bitcoin, we're gonna flip off of that. And one of the games that is about to go live with their new season is Cambria. We've had them on the show before. We spoke with Ben Z, founder, and Crown Queenie has been involved. I remember actually messaging Crown Queenie on like the first week of Cambria coming over to Ronin and being like, you know what? Yeah, I see you, Queenie. You are out here and interacting with the community. Since then, Cambria's done a lot of cool things. The cores mint went down as well. Now the cores are able to stake and you can create companions and so on and so forth. Yep. But I am not the guy to be talking about this game in much detail here. I think that guy is definitely Logic. He's noticed a similarity with a game that he was the god in apex of nerddom. Logic dominated in Albion Online, and he's noticed some similarities, so we're going to talk about those today. And of course, ahead of the game going live, probably share with you guys why it would be in your best interest to at least be looking or to be absolutely ready to be involved in what's going to go down. So we'll bring Queenie up to the stage. Welcome to the show. We're not going to do cams on here. I think, Queenie, if you change your like profile picture, Theban did it the other day. I don't know how you did it. We can get something so that you're not like a Logic 2.0 and have his PFP style
this white
avatar.
Yeah.
That's what I'm referencing on there. But welcome. Hello, Crown Queenie. Welcome to the Ronin Radio. Again, it's lovely to have you here. Excited to talk about Cambria. So we're gonna dive into that topic. But first and foremost, welcome to
the show. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us again. It was a great time speaking with you guys last time, so definitely excited. Unfortunately, Ben can't make it. We have our playtests happening right now, so a lot of last-minute changes to the game.
Send links.
Can
we actually get in right now?
Yeah,
you can play.
Okay. So the mainnet is not live yet. That'll be, as of right now, it's happening Thursday, but the playtest is on, so if anyone wants to hop in, test it out.
Oh, hell yeah. If we can get a playtest link, because we can share it on screen as well, so we can do a little walking around. And
I'll get you the link too, because I know Theban and I was playing too. I think it was like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, Theban surprised me actually. He said, "Yeah, I've been playing." I was like, "What?"
Dude, it's good. Like this game, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was fading at first, right? Because I was like, there's too many things going on. I don't have the time to like put X, Y, and Z time in certain games, and I don't know why I didn't get in Cambria. But now I'm glad I am, because now season 2 starting, and yes, when you were saying earlier, like it's very similar to Albion Online. Essentially, it's like RuneScape Wilderness, so very PvP, very hardcore, full loot, drop everything when you die, sort of thing. And that's what Albion was for me too. And what's similar about it is Albion's crafting system and gathering system is also very similar to Cambria. So to me, it just like made sense. You actually don't need to gather materials or like craft equipment if you don't want to, right? Like you can literally just be a player that will just go out into the world and kill mobs or kill people to take their shit, right? And that's what like I really love about it. The model that they have, which is like risk to earn, I think it's the one that actually makes the most sense for MMOs, to be honest, in Web3. Because now I'm looking at it and I'm like, you can't keep feeding like Kool-Aid to the people and expect like nothing to drop in price, right? And at least here in Cambria, like you do have to pay to get in. Like you do have to, risk some of your personal money to put it into the pool, and then, at the end of the pool, at the end of the leaderboard, depending how you do and how your performance is, then you get a share of that pool based on percentage. So I love the idea. I love what they're doing. I was actually talking to Ben in DMs, and he was like, yeah, we actually took a lot of inspiration from Albion. And I'm like, dude, I can tell, like I can already like kind of grasp the game. Just as a fair warning for those of you guys who are interested in Cambria, it's very hardcore. This is not a game for you to like jump in and just like be a noob in, to be honest. There's an energy system, anything you do in the game. I don't have, you can, I don't think I have an invite code. Well, I applied for it, but I don't know if Crown Queenie accepted it.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you guys a custom ref code. I'll sync up with you at the end of the show. But for right now, if you are able to click on "Don't have an invite," yeah, there you go. That should get you in.
Nice.
I mean, you kind of hit it, like you may hit the main points where a risk to earn MMO, there's PvP, there's PVM, there's skilling, whatever you guys want. And the game is inspired by older games like RuneScape, just older MMOs like that. Here, Royal Charter, yeah. So when the season starts, if you've never played Cambria before, you just want to check it out, we do have a F2P version, so you don't have to pay a charter or anything. You can just check out the game. You get a limited amount of energy. Your account is locked though, so you're not able to like trade with other players. You're not able to cash in any of your loots, but you can just check out the game right for free. But yeah, so once the season starts, if you do want to compete, you have to either join a guild and get sponsored, or you have to purchase your own charter, which costs 0.02 ETH.
Like 50 RON-ish, something like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah, around 50 RON. Yeah. I mean, with how the market's going right now, it's probably cheaper once the season starts. But yeah, you purchase a charter, which is pretty much a battle pass, right? And there is a tax on this charter. So every charter that's purchased, there is a 25% tax going into the syndicate pool. So for players that doesn't have the time to be grinding an MMO, they can just be a passive investor. They can purchase a charter and not really stake it because you can't take the charter out, but they can put it in a vault where they're splitting that 25% taxes, and also there's a couple other taxes amongst other syndicate holders. So kind of just like a stake in the game for the end of season prize pool. But yeah, this is pretty much the game.
I'm excited to actually play. So I feel like every time I was not wanting to fade Cambria, it wasn't live. Like the game wasn't live and playable. So every moment that I would have probably been captured as a player in this game, like the game wasn't playable as such. And I remember the PvP tournament, well, the time period where that was going down, and I was away that weekend. And when I came back, I was like, oh, damn, I missed it again. So like now having a season that's like around the corner, I think you're probably going to get a high volume of Ronin gamers ready to play this, because I think the way that the timings have worked out is like many players probably have had that same experience that I've had, where they've noticed that this is a game, they think, okay, this is kind of cool, but we haven't had that live playable environment yet. So maybe this is going to be that period of time. Plus, on top of that, we've been talking about it since the start of the show. We need things to sit on our hands with right now. So if Cambria is going to be one of those experiences that takes people's attention for the time being, then absolutely, we welcome more and more experiences. So, but I mean, a lot of the questions I like to ask around, launches of new seasons, and this game has grown since entering Ronin alone. What's the mood like? How are things in the camp of Cambria right now as you prepare for the new season? Of course, just added Abstract as well. Shout out to Abstract. We're live on Abstract right now as well. So if you're watching on Abstract, shout out to you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been great. We've gotten a lot of traction, a lot of interested players, even from the playtest alone. I think at one point we hit close to 1,000 players online just trying to test out the game. Right now, you're in the queue. They are doing a lot of deployments right now, so the game might be like on and off. So hopefully it's back on in a bit. But yeah, I mean, lots of interested players. Like, there's a lot of guilds happening. People trying to set up for their group to just prepare for season 2. So we're very excited on our end for that.
I like the fact that people are having to buy, like, basically chip in some of your own money before, like, to be able to contest. I think that's what's not directly like that, but something to that effect is what's missing from a lot of games, because it's leading to you just get paid in the token and then you wait, and then the TGE comes out, and then everybody spent money to contest to play the game, and then they just liquidate their tokens. The tokens die, and then the holders, the investors, panic sell also, and it's like we're seeing a pattern of it happening to a lot of games, and with obviously the macro conditions not helping, and so here it seems like there's it seems like a much more sustainable model, and that alone, even before the art loaded in, because I haven't had a look at it yet, but the art is dope. But even before I saw the art, it was like intrigued me. So I think, as Gila said, you're gonna see an influx of players coming in when it's on Friday, right? You said Thursday, Friday.
Right now, we're expecting it to go live on Thursday. It was supposed to be live on Monday, but we had to do a few changes just from the bugs that's been reported from our players. So right now, expect it to be on Thursday. But yeah, like you said, So we will have a future token, right? That hasn't been announced. Not too much detail there yet. But just from this season, we're allocating some of that. So we have an airdrop system going on, and we're allocating 2% of our future token. So that's valued at around $1 million. So that'll be distributed to pretty much top players, to people actually competing in the game. The airdrop system is through royal favors. So if you're skilling, or you're, like killing monsters or anything, the higher tier you are, the higher the chances that you'll have a better loot. And with that loot, the artifacts that you can turn in gives you coins, which is what we'll be using to allocate the prize pool. So 90% of any in-game purchases, it's going back to the players. And then the 10% is going towards our creators program, towards our like bug bounty and all of that. So we're not really taking a huge cut from the season. So 1 million of the airdrop is going back to the players through royal favors. They can open up bribes, and pretty much it's kind of like a loot crate where you just roll for a loot and get airdrop that way. But yeah,
I think, like, I know it's a lot, and trust me, I was kind of like convoluted too on what the hell was going on. But there are creators. And one thing I really like about Cambria is Crown Queenie is actually leading this, which is their creator program. And they're incentivizing players themselves to actually create the guides, to create the tutorials. And they're getting essentially percentage too, right, of the benefits of tokens or airdrops and things like that. And they're really incentivizing players themselves to create the community, right? Like, create the community organically. And also, it's just like it's also a bit kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because in Cambria, this is probably like the game I would gatekeep the most. And I know older players also kind of do this too in Cambria, is they gatekeep really heavily because it is so PvP based. And the more you kind of teach others on your certain strats or your own certain builds and how you play the game, the less leaderboard point it is for you. And now you have like a competitor alongside you. So yeah, my 2 cents on this is, like, it is very hardcore. There are some creators out there that are amazing. One of them is Auralex. Like, he's been making infographics and
making the infographic as well. We'll share that in a moment.
Yeah, and he's actually sharing like a lot of the stuff that you do need. And shout out to him, because, like, holy shit, like if it was me, I don't know, I kind of feel weird about it again as someone who would want to really like go super hardcore and like put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into playing Cambria.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely one of our top content creators. He's also a competitive player, so I'm really glad to have him part of our content creator program, and I'm glad that you touched on that. So yeah, 5% of the airdrop pool, 5% of the prize pool will be going to our content creators. And this isn't gated; like anyone can share content, right? It's more of a competition for anyone that wants to share guides with us, that wants to share content on Twitter, on YouTube, and we'll go through that at the end of the season and reward just good content.
That's actually really bullish to hear that, because although there is, we have Ronin creator program as well. So there is like a facilitation for content creators within Ronin, but not a lot of the time do you hear the games directly address their content creators, right? And I think that's something that you guys can be proud about and lean into it even more, so you will get the exposure that you do need if you are rewarding those participants in your ecosystem. So it's actually really encouraging to hear that from the early offset from you guys as well, knowing that there's even taxation within the game's economy that dedicates towards people who are willing to create content and expose the game further. So well done for that one, for sure. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm going for a pee, so let's take over.
Okay, sounds good. It's actually someone that I wanted to get their thoughts on this, who is a PvP player, is Theban1437. So you were playing the game. I saw you posting, like you kind of like see that they built a game for themselves, and you see the love in the game. Like, what's your thought so far and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I played actually for a few hours. So I tried it out. I don't know if you know who creator is, Crown Queenie. I think from Big Yaks.
Yeah, Big Yak.
Yeah. He's a really cool dude, and he took the time to like really tell me, explain the game to me, like show me around how to do stuff. And my biggest issue, I mean, like I thought the game was fun, like and I see the concept and why a lot of people really like it. My biggest issue was that after the starting tutorial, right, there's like no guardrails whatsoever, right, in the game, where like it doesn't really show you like, okay, where to go next, how to explore the map, how to like get your skills in a way, and like how to manage it and so on. Like for example, if I wanted to play a mage, and then I learned that you actually need a resource to even use abilities, right? What was it called? Essence. You got to get the unrefined essence. You got to turn it into essence, and then you got to use spells. It costs essence to use spells. So like all these things, like it wasn't available like in the game for me to know. Someone had to explain it to me. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of friction there, especially with new players. Like I'm a hardcore gamer. Like I'm sure if I keep playing, I'll figure it out on my own and everything. But I feel like a lot of people might feel a little bit overwhelmed with like starting out the game, getting through the tutorial, and then just getting owned afterwards, right? Or like not knowing where to go next. Like where are we supposed to go to the next part of the story and so on.
That makes sense. So we do have a tutorial island, but it's very basic, right? It's like, like how do you craft? How do you mine an ore? But all of the game mechanics that's more in detail, like you said, for Mage, you need to create runes through Essence, and all of that you have to find from game docs. So we do have a wiki. We have game docs where it does explain all of that in further detail. But for someone that, doesn't really like to read, which is a lot of, people in crypto, I think.
Yeah, you got a lot of ronkies here, bro. No read, they don't know.
Yeah, you would be missing a lot of information, but that's really good feedback.
You lost me at doc and wiki there.
I think in general, like we do need to have like all that in the game, especially if we want to have like mass adoption in this sense. I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a lot of hardcore gamers who will play the game, and they will be the ones who truly enjoy it. But there's going to be like a little bit of a friction, like between, like the completely new guys starting out the game, like, and there's going to be a huge gap where like you got completely new guys starting out the game, and then you got all the hardcore guys like up here, and all the guys in the middle are going to like kind of like over time disappear if like there isn't content for them that
Right. No,
can
that
be
makes
easily
sense.
filled. So because you kind of want that transition, in my opinion, where they have something to do, right? Essentially, and they know like how to get through all that stages. Like
Mm.
even in World of Warcraft, I think you have quests until you reach like the final level, right?
Mm.
In the game. So I think I would love to see something like that. I think that will help quite a bit. Because like if the hardcore gamers are the only ones playing, it's gonna be very difficult for like new people to get in and like enjoy the game. Because then the skill gap is gonna be so gigantic by
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
point.
yeah, and to
Yeah.
support that too, right? I think we saw that with the game that we both loved, which was
Oh
was
yeah,
Aperon.
yeah, yeah.
Aperon kind of had the same problem too, in which like it's a beautiful game. It's an amazing game. It's so good, like technically, it's so good, like PvP wise, but it was just way too hard for new players to get in. But if you were good, you like fully like were in on it. But yeah, you're showing this infograph made by Arulex. Can you check the guest list real quick? Anyone you need to pull up? Because I do have someone special that I was trying to keep a secret from you guys. I don't know if he's in here yet.
Now it would come. Oh yeah. I can see. No, I can't.
You
They
can.
would come up.
Okay.
They would be here. They would be here. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
There's no
Well,
like barrier. They can just appear. If they're here, they're here. I don't pull them up.
okay. No. Well, well, the secret's pretty much out, but yes, I do have Arulex coming in as well. He did.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. He did make this infograph, and he's actually like updating it, and I really do think like he's creating like the best content right now for Cambria.
Yeah.
It's
He's done this with a lot of
very-
games, right? And but for something that's like Cambria, which I perceive as from the outside looking in as like there are layers of complexity here that I do need to like absorb before I start making decisions and like really playing the game, right? So the infographic here is really vital. So yeah, shout out to our Alex for putting this on.
Yeah, he's great. He's actually creating a few more guides that he's planning to release soon. So I think his guides are also great because it's for beginner players as well as like more hardcore players.
Yeah, I do think this is all you need as well. Like in terms of guide, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are like specializing in like other things, such as like, for example, if you're a combat PvP oriented player, right? Like, what should you wear? What skills should you use as a melee class, or as a range class, or as a magic class? And each class too has like certain archetypes within it, right? Like melees can use dagger, or they can use flail, or they could use the defender with the kite shield if you want to be more tanky. The range class has like longbow, short bow, and crossbow. So again, that's like kind of 3 different playstyles within that. But magic in itself, you do only use like 1 staff. But with magic, you do have elements, right? I believe you have 5 elements. You have fire, water, wind, earth, and void, if I'm not mistaken. And that's also like some sort of different play style too. So it's definitely interesting.
I like the paymaster role though, because a lot of games, like what I'm seeing here from Cambria is there's an accommodation, right, for multiple participants, and a lot of the time, if you have a game that's just heavy, you need to be a player, and it's an MMO, you need to play 24/7 for the next 8 weeks to get an airdrop, and like you push so many market participants out of the picture, and the accommodation that seems to be happening here is we I don't think we've seen it as quite clear cut as what this is portrayed as. That might just be the quality of the infographic itself, but being a paymaster, and you can see if you follow the flow chart here, where you would deposit a fund, you cannot withdraw, and hold more than 1 charter in the syndicate vault, which would allow people to not have to pay to enter the game, but they can come in under your sponsorship essentially, and you don't actually have to play the game at that point. The players will then go out and you will earn passively through that, right? Syndicate shares here ratioed 1-to-1, and then you've got all the loops that are above, and if you're encouraging these players to go and perform these loops, they're having fun, they're doing well, they're good players, maybe you pick up logic somehow, I don't know how, and you'll end up getting some revenue in return, when it comes to the end of that season. So there is that way to go about things. But on the flip side, like you see here, the Viceroy, or how are we saying this? That's got to be
Viceroy.
Viceroy. Right?
Viceroy.
No, Viceroy.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Aralex is here
Viceroy.
too. You just need to open the other.
Oh yes, is it? My boy.
So guys, thank you for the invitation. I say Viceroy, by the way.
Viceroy, yes, bro. Come on, Aru, let's go. But yeah, no, I mean, going down this path, you yourself essentially become a guild leader. And this position, you don't. Again, you probably wouldn't have to play so much if you have a guild that's playing around you. But one of the things is that founder NFT will come in handy here. So if you've been an early follower of Cambria, maybe you have a founder NFT, maybe you took a chance earlier on when they first joined Ronin, because I believe that they were on OpenSea, right? It was an ETH asset.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe you took a chance on that. It will help you out in this field. And yeah, you can go down here, you sponsor the players, free-to-play players will come on and play for you, and you'll have guild chests and members earnings, so you have a bit more control and reins on the outcome of things on that side. So different ways to approach it. I don't know, I'm probably just going to be a pleb out here for fun. I love this part of the graphic here. It was like, I don't know why, but I've read that so sarcastically, but like in a
Are you only playing for fun? Huh?
I'm gonna play to avoid depression from looking at the markets. So yeah,
That's called fun. I think that's what some people call
that's called fun. Yeah.
You can only play for fun until a certain point, until your energy runs out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not going to be playing for. I will be putting funds into this. I won't be going the total free to play for fun route. But I this is a common theme. The audience knows it. My friends here definitely know it too. I like to waste money. To be honest, it's just a thing. It just happens. Stark hates it, but also finds entertainment and enjoyment from it as well.
You are everyone's favorite gamer.
Yeah.
I'm literally like I like every game you're trying to sell to me. If you get me on board, your ecosystem probably will work. If you get a million of me, you'll be fucking sorted.
Yeah.
So,
This is the fabled Western gamer that everyone talks about that just puts in money.
yeah.
But
what is an ROI?
These infographics look really, really nice. Like
It's so good.
A lot of work must have got put into it. Like,
So
awesome.
Aralex, can you kind of like explain to us how you went about this? Because I know you're still working on it, right? I see that you're making an NPC guide, a melee guide, range guide, wizard guide. You also
zoom out,
finished
you
up
will be able to see the other guides. I'm working on. If you zoom out, so I mean, everyone can make an infographic. I'm not special. It's just about time. If you are able to dedicate 6 hours, 5 hours to do an infographic, that's it. You have it.
I think you're being humble, because I think a lot of people.
You're being humble.
With the time,
Yeah, dude, you are one of our
humble.
top content creators.
This
Take
is
skills.
This is probably the best infographic I've seen in Web3, where it's just like you get
in the industry, brother. You're an industry leader, Alex. Take it on. You are, bro. Serious. No. It's these things are really vital, though.
Yeah, it's the art, it's the size, it's the colors, it's the spacing you're choosing in the thing. I don't know. I've just looked at it 5 minutes ago. Aralex did not pay me for these comments, but they're just you get all the info, and even when you haven't dove into it yet, you can tell that you're gonna get all the info that you need in a very succinct manner.
Yeah.
So you need to be doing even Axie could use guides like this, dude.
Yeah,
we'll be working on those for the
Nice.
MMO.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Aralex is actually like super slept on. I was because at first I had no
100%.
idea, right? Like who Aralex was, and as I dive deeper into his profile, right, he made like a thing
Did it for a while,
last year
yeah.
too, and he was like, "I'm at 300 followers. I have nothing, etc., etc. This is how I'm changing it," and now he's here. You know, he's grown his follower base. He's definitely providing like amazing content. And Gila, if you zoom out on this on the bottom right, yeah, there you go. Like he even made like the potion guide, which like this is huge, especially for like players in the game, like PvPers too. And I think there's potions in the game that add to your gathering, right? You're skilling. Is that right? Or
I mean, potions are usually to increase attack, strength, range levels, defense levels. Try to become immune to poison. You can see there. Increase your prayer points, whatever. So usually potions are faded, because usually players don't get into high tier areas, but they are definitely a must when you go to kill mobs in tier 4, tier 5 areas. And they are very easy to manufacture. So this is definitely I think it's what I'm intending to do is for this Canva portrait, however you call it, is to have everything you need to play Cambria in just one piece of content. So you will be able to check how to earn your potion guide. If you want to become a mage, a wizard, what do you need? Which are the best consumables? For example, these consumables are a must if you want to go tier 4, tier 3 areas, because most of the times you will get killed by other players, and you want to avoid that because you don't want to lose your equipment, or you don't want to lose.
This is all risk on, right? You die, you lose everything.
It depends on like where you're at, what tier, if you're marked. So there is a paymaster mark. So if you're a top competitive player, right, every 30 minutes it recalculates in the back end, but you'll be marked in the game. So people know who the top players are. And they're penalized pretty much if you're a top player. So they're burning more energy. People know where they are. They lose all their items on death and all of that. So it kind of helps balance the game a little bit and makes it a little bit more competitive. And people who actually like PvP, it gives them a chance to compete, with top players.
Yeah, honestly, everyone should play. I mean, even you, Gila, you should try to. I mean, there are many guilds recruiting players, and they are sponsoring with charters. I think I saw today that eConstellation is getting players in and sponsoring for charters.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's something we could aim to do, to be honest. There's a lot of good minds in the building, in this chat right now. And we've been looking at it. Logic's been has been very enthusiastic about it over the last few days, which always gets my attention. And then, talking about it today, reading through some of these guides, knowing, the types of people that already are involved. Trevor, one of our good friends outside of this as well, is someone that's involved in this ecosystem. And there's actually a really cool crossover there, because for me, streaming personally from the Gila side, like as a content creator, as Gila, like streaming is something that I want to do more of. If there's a game that can stream, and this ties into abstract as well, there's the XP benefits there too. So it's definitely something I'm going to be doing.
I'm trying to put all these guides before
I think what I'm interested in.
I
think what I'm interested in, Alex, is the ones you haven't made yet. So Gila, if you want to go to the right,
those are the tough ones.
Yeah, maybe like you give us some alpha, right? Before you make it, we get some alpha here live on the Ronin Radio. So the melee guide, right? Like just zoom into the melee, like that blank canvas, and maybe Alex can kind of like guide us through it. So I'm usually like an assassin player in most games. Like I usually play like rogues, assassins, daggers, right? And I know like daggers is in the game. Some people are enjoying them. I've seen people like planning on playing 3 melee weapons, such as like dagger, falchion, and defender. Can you like give us the alpha? Like, what is the melee guide? Like, what is like the min max here? How do you optimize this?
We get live Canva editing on the melee guide. It can be loose. You can just leave it.
I'm not sure I have an alpha for any of the types of player you can choose. I mean, you should choose the one that you like playing most. Like, for example, if you want to be an assassin, maybe I would recommend to be ranged, because they can delete you using those high tier bows. I mean, they're so strong. I've tried them during the playtest, and they can delete everyone. They can delete mage. So the three type of classes kind of combine against each other, right? So, for example, Wizard is strong against. I'm going to say this wrong. Wizard is strong against melee. Range is strong against Wizard, and so far, right? So on. So just play whatever you think is best, and wait for my guides.
We're gonna hop back into this game.
Where can the people in chat find your guide? Is it on X, or where did the thing that Gila was on there, with everything in one place?
Oh, they're public. You can just check my X profile, and there's usually threads. Yeah, you can just click on this one.
Perfect.
It's usually at the end of the thread.
So I shared your Twitter account in the
just click on the first
comments.
post.
Yeah, and then people can find that.
That's a thread. No, on the second one. Sorry, on the second one.
There we go. You always link
you
it.
just scroll down and you just click there,
click on
and you have it.
Perfect.
It's much better to check the Canva version because that's HD, better quality.
Yeah. And this is going to be for everyone who has 2 monitors and who's going to be playing Cambria. I think it's going to be on one of their monitors. So
yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, man, good info. But there's some alpha for you. But if you've not been considering Cambria up to this point, and I think it's probably something you will be looking at moving forward. But even aside from this, Alex, you have a YouTube channel as well, right? So people can go ahead and
trying hard, man. But
yeah, let's do it, bro. This is the year, bro. It's the year where we need to content is key. Content is king, especially in this industry. So, stay on that path, man.
Definitely Cambria is a game that you can also try to put some content on TikTok, and I think it will perform well. So if any creator wants to go on TikTok, I think Cambria is the perfect game for it. To be honest.
For sure. We've had a few submissions of TikTok videos, but definitely, there's definitely opportunity there.
100%. I'm interested though, Mr. Theben 1437. You played the game over the weekend. What's your take, bro? Because when it comes to the game opinion,
that's exactly what we were talking about while you were gone.
When you were at the time.
When I went for a piece?
Yeah, we already went through this.
Guess what? Yeah. Luckily for me, I can watch back today's episode on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going for 500 subscribers, and I will give away generational wealth. And what is generational wealth? It is in the form of a Ronky PFP. So if we hit 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel, The Ronin Radio, then we will be giving away a Ronky PFP live on the show. So there's your incentive for today. I will go and watch that back then if it's something that I need to do. But excited for the game to kick off, the new season to go get underway, and we might have to organize some stuff. Let's talk about it live. Will we organize a Ronin Radio guild? Should we dedicate some charters to our community here? Is this something you think we should do, Logi?
I'm already in the guild, bro. I'm sorry. I'm
not joining you. You know that?
I'm not joining you, bro.
Bro!
I'm not.
You're on your own.
You're on your own, brother.
My God. Okay, so if you join a guild, who are my nemesis now? Who do I have to obliterate in the field?
Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're top performers in the game. I could probably get you guys in if you guys are super serious about getting in.
No, I'm talking about tearing them down to shreds.
I'm gonna be with Reapers Inhuman.
Oh,
okay.
That's
okay. No, shout out to Inhuman. We've had a little spice. We've had a little spice on the TL before, but if Inhuman was to come into chat to me, I actually rate him very highly. He's a great player. Like he's a fucking real video game player, bro. So, and he's actually been really helpful in the past on other game experiences. So that's cool to hear that you're involved with him. It's taken my main asset in this whole thing. I guess it's going to be smart, right, to be in guilds. I guess let's take that approach. Why be in a guild? Why?
There's a lot of advantages for being in a guild, right? So you get a tax cut. If you're a top 15 guild, you don't even have to pay any taxes when you're turning in your loot. If you're a founder, you don't have to pay taxes regardless. But yeah, there's a lot of advantages, and you can work with a team. And even if you're joining a guild and you want to be fully funded, like you want to fund yourself, you can. You don't have to have a cut and pay it to the viceroys, right? But if you do want to be sponsored, the viceroys will probably take a cut of your earnings. And I think that's how Inhuman Guild works, right? Logic, there's an option.
So there's two options, and from what I'm seeing, most guilds are probably gonna follow this sort of concept in which if you are a player that's willing to put up your own money, then you are part of the guild, but you have the minimum amount of tax that can be set in game. But if you don't want to like risk any money and you do want to get sponsored, you do want to put in the time, someone can sponsor you with a charter. And usually the cuts from what I'm seeing, it can go from like 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. Kind of just depends on like yeah, it's kind of like a scholarship system in a way.
Are you getting free orbs?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a win. Yeah, you should try.
Okay. Inhuman, you hear me? Hey, Inhuman. Hey, wait a second. Inhuman. Wait. Inhuman. It's just me and you now, bro. We can just talk, all right? So, like, you know, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come through. Trump. I'm gonna come. Right. So, just be ready because when the time is right, we'll go. We'll take this to the masses. Right. We will have the largest guild. You will have my content. You will have my backing. You will have my meme ability. And if that isn't enough for you, then I will find someone else, and we will take you down, my friend. Okay, there you go. Let's go.
One hell of an application.
It's not blackmail. It's not.
It's a threat. That's all.
Yeah. So Crown, I think you're the creator lead, right?
Right.
So anyone can come and apply, right? I think everyone here, like Gila 1437, Stark, Arulek, myself. What do we do? Do we just like hey Queen?
So okay, if you're participating in our streamer program, you do need abstract access, or you need some sort of followers, at least 1,000 followers for like Twitch or YouTube and all of that for to compete in a streamer program, right? But if you're just sharing content like RLX, he's competing with anyone that wants to share Twitter content, wants to share infographics, any of that, and anyone can jump in our Discord, drop it in our tweets channel, and that's what we'll be going through at the end of the season. Same with referrals. For you guys, we'll definitely hook you guys up with a custom ref, but we do have a top referral competition going on as well, where it's 2%.
Don't tell Max Brand.
Huh? What's that?
Don't tell Max Brand about the referral process because he will end up winning.
I think he's already in.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. That's cool. So the on ramps for that process, you would say, is to get involved in the Discord and follow the avenues there. Yeah, absolutely. So you heard it here first. Go over to X as well. You can find them on X Play Cambria. We'll showcase that for you guys who are slightly retired, as our viewers may be many of the time. You just go and find them here on X, and the links will be right here. So you can go and join the Discord today, ladies and gentlemen. The season is about to start. Season 2 is going to be underway. So who will be the champion 1 of referrals, the champion 2 of guilds, and then the champion 3 of having the top player status and not being blown to smithereens in a PvP area. But make sure you're following Cambria today on X if you aren't already. And yeah, man, happy to bring you guys all of this information. Big shout out to Logic for making this one happen. Obviously discovered the game over the last week and a half or so. Well, not discovered, but started to really get that enthusiasm going, and it leads to where we are today. And of course, thank you to Arolex and Crown Queenie for coming through to our show today, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. All right, then. Yo, listen, we were talking about how all your bags are going to 0. Every single bag, apart from your Cambria bag, is going to 0 today. So I think that's where we can end up. Everything's going to 0 apart from Cambria. So like, you know what to do. You just go follow Cambria on X and get in the Discord, and that's financial advice from today's show. I think we're gonna have a good week this week. By our next show, which is on Thursday, Cambria should be up and playing, so we'll probably play some of that live. Get you guys in the audience involved with that too. Crown Queen, I'm going to be in your DMs bugging you to see if there's any form of rewards maybe that we can give away to the people on day 1 to give them some excitement to get into the game, and we'll go from there. Is that possible?
Energy orbs.
Well, we'll see.
Energy orbs. Energy orbs.
There's some ASMR going on right now.
I was gonna say, yo, put your dick away. Anyway, sorry. We're at the end of. Sorry, Crowley. I'm going off the rails here, but thank you so much. I'm serious. Thank you guys for coming through to today's show. We are, the market is hurting a little bit here, but today big turnout. Almost 500 people already in the show. So thank you as well to the guys that have been here in the audience chatting with us and tuning in. More content to come from Aru Alex, so make sure you're following him as well on Twitter. You can see his name on the screen. It is the same on X. So make sure you type it in and don't have mild spasms of dyslexia when you do that, because I don't have a link.
Thank you guys.
But make sure we're following you guys on. So thank you guys for coming through to today's show. We're going to close things out real soon here, and I will let you guys know there is something else happening this week, and that is WoW 3, ladies and gentlemen. You know about WoW 3. They are one of our ecosystem builders, one of the portfolios, on-chain portfolios that is in its field is the best performer. And we're going to be talking with the team over there ahead of their new mint. Their mint is coming around the corner. What does their NFT do, you may ask? I asked the same questions, but we will save those questions for Thursday. It's a lovely moment. Look at this. Oh, we love it. We love it. Mini1437, she's in the building. She's actually smarter than Theban, and I've seen her beat him in chess. So, we got another prodigy on the hands here. There's the second one. There's the even clever one. If she says anything about Gila Stinky, I'm going to go mad at you, Theban.
Huh? What is Gila? Is Gila stinky?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said yeah.
It's such
Gila stinky.
This is what you call terrible indoctrination of his children. I've said this before. He's leading them down the wrong path. We know. We know. Bro, we don't want to bring back this what we call it, this slur. Who was it? Who's the guy's name, bro? It was a long time ago. Actually, we was doing Origins Madness, and someone in the chat was just like, I don't know. He just looks like he stinks. And so, but from that point onwards, it's even just look. I don't know what it is. He obsesses around this. I know it's in the back of his mind every time he sees and talks to me, and especially when his kids come onto the screen. It's like, does Gillis stink every single time? So well done. You guys got to view some of our histrionics on today's show. But how are we feeling, guys? Is Cambria's a cook? Is that what we're doing? We're cooking Cambria for the next week. So
it looks exciting to play and try out at least. I'm curious because I remember, I think it was 2-3 weeks ago, Theban was mentioning something. I don't know if he was even in a private call or on the show, but something about some games needing like, oh wait, what are you nodding your head about? Okay, yeah.
On the screen right now.
That's when you know you have a loyal YouTube viewer if you've seen that happen live.
You saw it live, bro.
It was about it's about because the only thing I can think of that's similar about like risking some of your own money while playing a game is like these extraction shooters maybe, and even then you're not exactly putting in money at the start. I think this is correct me if I'm wrong, because I live in my Ronin bubble. There might be games that exist already where you can sort of do that, but on Ronin I can't think of a game where you've had to, apart from bag holding. That's a way to lose money on certain games.
We're in the field right now, Stark. What you mean?
No, but to have that play out, test it out, see how it goes, because this is where Web3's economies can excel, right? Because if you own your own assets and you're earning real money, this is exactly where these things can really explode. Because compared to a Web2 game where you're putting in real money, but then you're winning these gold coins that you can only spend in game. So excited to see how that plays out, and the decisions around the gameplay, around everything like that, around. Why you're smiling? I think something's distracting.
I'm laughing because Steven's kids are on the screen, and it's so wholesome to me, bro. My heart is warmed, and she's like this. She's like spraying you right now, bro. She's I know she's not doing that, but in my mind I was like, yo, Steven's kids just like spraying us all up, but it just made me laugh. I'm sorry, it sidetracked me. But go on.
No, you.
I was just saying that I was going to go back to boring stuff and talk about the risk economy. So I want you to express your point.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares, mate?
I'll be
Just get in the game, man.
I'll be in your DMs, Logic, to ask you where I need to start. What I need
They
to
wanted
do.
they came for hugs and kisses before falling asleep.
Oh,
Yes, it's bedtime.
That's why.
Well, it's bedtime for them. This is bedtime for us. Do we close up the show right now? If there's comments to say no and give us another topic, we might stop. We might and we might take them on. But yeah, I think it's definitely we're gonna have to all unite with Inhuman, right? Logic, because otherwise I'm just gonna get farmed by you.
You're gonna get farmed. I'm letting you know. Like, if you're not with a
Uh-huh.
solid dude, this game is so PvP. Like, we're talking about this is probably the most hardcore, intense, like high-end PvP you will see out of a current Web3 MMO. I have not seen PvP like this, and I mean, just the fact that you lose your shit right when you die, or you can take people's shit when you kill them, is what makes it like.
How is like, how is it for, like, because immediately I'm thinking about, because when there's money involved, I'm thinking about like hacking, glitches, botting.
I don't know. Well, I think so with botting.
Because you like have a bot that just stays in the PvP zone that is just like inherently stronger and better than, and just farms every level 2-1 that walks through the doors.
Maybe
so,
not, because I mean, wait.
I think it may be like farmers, right? Like, for example, like fishers or rune farmers or woodcutters or fiber gatherers. I think like even if they bought, they still need to pay for the charter, right? So the bot still needs to pay to get in.
That takes a bit. That's a bit of the, like, the pixels system where VIP they would explain that, like, the bots would need VIP to withdraw money, and these passes are basically it doesn't stop bots, but it buys you more time to identify them, because if they need 90 days to ROI on their thingy, then it gives you 90 extra days to identify them and bring them up. But I'm thinking more about, because I've played like Runeverse the other week, where I've had to redo a dungeon 4 times successfully, but then it didn't register my victory. I did quests where I did everything I had to, and it didn't register successfully. So if I'm playing a game where if you die you lose everything, and I win, and it'll amplify that feeling of you do something and then you win, but then it doesn't count, and then you try it again and then you die and you lose. I'm done with that game. So
so far I haven't had that problem.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
so far I haven't had that problem, and I think like going into the fact of like bots or bots in general, I don't even think it's super viable, because you can't get high-end gear or high-end ingredients if you're not in the higher end zones, which is all PvP enabled.
It was less about botting and more about like glitch abusing and stuff like that, because these playtests, etc., like that, they will have flaws. So we'll see how that goes, how those are handled, right?
Yeah, personally, I don't know, right? I'm as new as you guys. I literally just got in like 2 or 3 days ago, and I don't know. So I would have to ask like someone who's played previous playtests if there are like shit like that will just completely piss us off, or not a good experience.
I'm trying to find out like what have you experienced any combat? Like, I know they had that PvP mode, but it was like almost rock paper scissors style.
Yeah, I got PK'd already. I'm fully naked already. I lost all my shit already in the testnet.
Wait, the testnet is not going to transition over the right?
No. So I actually did it. I attacked a gatherer that was in a tier 4 zone.
He got whooped.
He ran away.
The fuck is this pussy?
He ran away. While he was running away, he swapped gear to his PvP gear. He turned around and started whooping me, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta get
wait. How are the fights like? How's combat engaged? Does it go into like do you shift?
No.
Yeah, like it's just all open.
Yeah, it's all open, open world. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he was like gathering some like fiber or some shit like that. I attacked him, and he like ran away. He ran away, as he was running away, I saw like his equipment change, like his armor, and I was like, oh shit. This man literally turns around, starts slapping me. I start running away. I couldn't get away. I died. I lost all my shit. And I'm like, okay, well, welcome to Cambria, I guess.
The meme of call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yes, absolutely. Bro, you know what I would love? One day I hope to get to with the show. Either AI is going to get that good that it can do it, or we have someone on the team. But like some of the discussions that we have, I would love to have like a small animated segment on the discussion, and that's one that I could 100% just see me playing out that whole scenario with logic. But all right, lads, listen, Real Madrid, Arsenal tonight. That's all I fucking care about. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I need to go prepare and say a couple prayers because it's a big game for the Arsenal boys. If that means nothing to you, well, then fuck off. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, I think we had a great chat today. We had some good points. We spoke about how everything is going to zero, how it's actually like it is. So you're doomed, and I hope you survive, and I hope you have a wife that loves you after you've spent all your money on imaginary crypto money, and it's completely decimated to nothing. So I hope you make it, mate. Bye.